Here in mercantilism, the mother country always went to the colony countries to collect the raw materials and again get back to their country, produce things in the industry sector, and again take the finished product to the colony countries and force them to buy. Colonies exported raw materials to England and were a market for England's finished goods. That is, they were taking raw material from you, making the products, and again selling it to you. Here you can see the picture of slavery system, the finished products, the producing method, hunting, agriculture, etc. And here is a picture in a green map where you can see where British colonies were made. And in this theory, mercantilism, the export is always greater than import, and then there will occur surplus in trade. And that was their motto. It was also termed as triangular trade. Here you can see a comic that the soldiers were asking for something and the Lord was commanding. Goods from other countries had to go to Europe first, and goods had to be transported on English ships. We need to tighten our leash a bit more to collect the raw materials from the colony countries, and certain products can only be sold to England or English colonies. The products were sugar, tobacco, indigo, etc. And governments sought to ensure that exports exceeds imports to accumulate wealth in the form of bullion, that is mostly gold and silver. To accumulate wealth, that is gold and silver. Here you can see a chart also for mercantilism. Mercantilism is an economic practice by which the governments used their economies to augment state power at the expense of other countries, at the expense of their colony countries. To augment the state power. Augment means you have to add something to develop the stage, and you have to keep it there in the peak stage. And mother country took manufactured goods to the colony countries, and from colony countries they took gold, silver, fur, lumber, and food stuffs. Lumber is here the wood logs. And if the balance of trade is favorable to the mother countries, that is more export and fewer import. They always did follow this ideology. Here you can see the picture of a marketplace in a colony country. You can see that finished products and raw materials, mainly based on agriculture, was selling there, and how the British soldiers were accompanying the local people. Now, when we are discussing about physiocrats, we have to explain some ideas. Physiocrats is a school of economists founded in 18th century and characterized chiefly by a belief that government policy should not interfere with the operation of natural economic laws, and that land is the source of all wealth. Economists of France believed that land is the source of all wealth and government policy should not interfere with the natural economic laws. It is generally regarded as the first scientific school of economics. So when someone will ask you that what is physiocrats, physiocrats is the first scientific school of economics founded in 18th century in France. And what was their ideology? They say that government policy should not interfere with the operation of natural economic laws, and they believed that land is the only source of all wealth. Here you can see the picture of physiocrats, maybe in a chamber of France. Here you can see a picture of three economists of between 17th to 18th century, or in middle age 1776. Here among the French took a stance against the rich people of their country and England to propagate the tenets of physiocracy. They introduced the idea of physiocracy. Physiocrats determined only agriculture, including mining and pisciculture, was the productive sector, and industry and trade were considered as non-productive sectors. And those among those who have presented economics as a subject or discipline was Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and John Stuart Mill. They think of economics as a science of production and distribution of wealth. Of them, Adam Smith is regarded as the father of economics. The recognition of economics as a separate discipline when given by Adam Smith when he wrote his famous book, An Inquiry into the Nature, the Causes of the Wealth of Nation. And this book by Adam Smith is the basis of today's economy.